It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now 'cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. For or
Hey, hi everybody. How are you guys? I hope everybody's well tonight. Yes, after our amusing evening last night of the silent Gretchen show, that was pretty funny. I figured out what I did. Yeah. I'll tell you in just a second, as soon as I greet everybody and give a sip of my different kind of cider today. So I declared this to be part one. I was going to do 2 books, but I have a board meeting that I have to be on a Zoom call some place around 7 or so my time. So I'm going to split it. I'm going to do the 2 books, one tonight and one tomorrow night. So Space for Art is a 2-nighter. So everybody, thank you. I'm glad you like them. Groovy tunes, Larry said. So there's Linda and Tamara. Yay. And Gail's here. Everybody greeting each other. I love it the way you guys greet each other and have conversations when I'm just totally silent. Pretty funny. And there's Larry. Yeah, I found that song on audio.com. So that's my subscription for free music is with audio. And or for not free. The subscription is definitely not free, but for non-copyrighted stuff. Yes. Well, I'm expected to see giraffes, so I had to add one in. And there we go. Wonderful meal, shrimp with buttery pasta and a great side salad. Yum. And Jean, yum. That sounds awesome. So last night, what happened was here on my Stream Deck, oh, you can't see it. I'll pull it all out. I would show you. But there is a little button on the Stream Deck that says mute mic. And I laid the book down on top of the Stream Deck and I hit it and I had no idea. And that's what happened. That's what threw everything into this total silence. So luckily, YouTube has upped their YouTube editor game. So you are now able to, you used to be able to just take the front and the tail end off, but in editor now you can actually take a clip out and you can clip the section out. So I was able to go in today and clip that section out, but unfortunately what it does is whenever you make an adjustment, you lose all the chat. So, but the chat I still have the chat back in my own recorded version, but anyway, that's up. So I pushed the, yeah, I did. Linda, I pushed the button. See, you told me to push the button and I did it. What happened? Oh my goodness. Yep. So tonight, I had 2 books about nighttime, good night this, sleep this, and with art and space. And I was going to put them together. And now I don't have time to get them all together and still make it to the board meeting that I missed last month's board meeting, so I can't miss this month's. So I'm doing the first one tonight, and I'll do the second one. Tonight it's called Goodnight, Astronaut. And it is by the one and only Scott Kelly. Yes. The amazing astronaut who spent a year, I believe, building the space station, up in space building the station. He is a former military fighter pilot and test pilot and engineer, a retired astronaut, and a retired U.S. Navy captain. I saw him on a thing with Ben's hometown building, and he came in and did a building thing. He's also a woodworker. He's a veteran of 4 space flights. Kelly commanded the International Space Station, ISS, on 3 expeditions. So 3 expeditions of the International Space Station. And was a member of the year-long mission to the ISS. In October 2015, he set the record for the total accumulated number of days spent in space, the single longest space mission by an American astronaut, and he lives in Houston. The book is illustrated by Izzy Burton, I'm sorry, and it didn't have a lot about her. Down here, there's a little bit about me. First and foremost, I'm a storyteller. I tell my stories through art, through directing, and through writing, working on projects with people much more talented than me so I can learn and develop who I am as an artist. I love Earl Grey tea, swimming in the sea, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and Star Wars, and my rescue dog, Twigs. So, and her work, illustration, let's see if it takes me back to her page. Yeah, she has some really, really beautiful artwork that she does. And so it's interesting to see how she adapted and did Scott's book. He's a very interesting person, and his whole family and what he did. It was interesting to watch him on Ben's home place, because how he started out and what he decided to do he wasn't the typical astronaut, and he didn't go the typical way, but he sure made some amazing things happen. Yeah, yes, Scott Kelly's brother. Good. Mark is your state senator. Isn't Mark? Let's see. Hang on. I don't want to. Yep. Okay, I thought so. Mark Kelly is married to Gabby Gifford. And yeah, so, and you guys all know, I've told you the story about Gabby and my cousin working with her, and that whole thing, but the relationship there. But yes, this is very cool. So there's a little Gail. Oh, yay. Smooches and hugs to everyone from Angel. Yay, yay. Okay. So the story tonight is called Goodnight, Astronaut by Scott Kelly and illustrated by Izzy Burton. I think you're going to like it. I love all the little space things at the beginning and the end papers. For those future astronauts out there and others who reach for the stars. Let's see, does it say what she did? The work? I was always looking for this. I always forget to look ahead of time. The illustrations in this book were created using Photoshop and a Wacom Cintiq. My Wacom tablet sits silent because I have never used it. I was born for adventure, a blur of motion and energy times 2. Twin trailblazers up for anything. Mom says rest is our friend. If you close your eyes and dare to dream, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. Good night, my astronauts. I love how the boys are up there floating. Beds are boring. But sleeping high off the ground, snug in our bags like cocoons, takes us a step closer to the moon. The yard seems awake and alive. The stars are our shimmering night lights. On a family cruise, our boat rocks us to sleep, feet to feet in our matching berths. When the waves are rough, we bounce into the air and float just for a second. like we are in zero gravity of space. As brothers grow up, we chase dreams of our own. On my first solo adventure, the woods seemed so big, and my tent feels so small. The hard ground cradles me as the wind lulls me to sleep. Come morning, I carry my home in a pack on my back, ready to chart my new path. At school on the ocean, sailors crowd the ship decks, learning to steer. I take the helm, watching the horizon, exploring the high seas. Then I grab some sleep in a narrow bunk stacked 3 beds tall. Sleep tight, crewmates. Sliding silently through the sea, we patrol the depths under the crushing weight of water, safe in a long metal tube with no day and no night. We're secret sentries, guarding against danger in our submarine below the ocean waves, using the periscope to lift our eyes above the water. When our watch is over, we eat in the mess, then hot rack to sleep, taking turns because there are more people than beds. The skies called me back up to the surface to become a floating pilot. I'm always go for launch in a jet called a Tomcat on a carrier ship. In a cockpit on a flight deck, strapped in tight, I stand the alert. But waiting can be tiring. So a quick combat nap keeps me ready to fly whenever and wherever I'm needed. Icy woods are chilling, a frozen wood world, like a darkness of space. We learn to survive in this dangerous place and sleep in snow house, tucked in between friends. Our wintry blanket keeps us warm inside, but not too toasty, or our shelter will melt around us. Aquanauts learn to be astronauts living under the sea. I sleep in a fishbowl, dreaming of space, the place I long to be, as the sea life looks in, wondering what aliens have invaded their watery home. As I sleep under a clear bubble in the far north, the aurora borealis paints the night sky with a rainbow of color. From the solar wind bumping into Earth's outer reaches, the dancing lights put on a magical show. I think this is one of my favorite pictures in the whole thing. A yurt is a perfect shelter for a high alpine perch. Mount Everest Base Camp, near the highest place on Earth, there's so little oxygen, it sometimes hurts to breathe. More stars than I have ever seen seem close enough to touch. After all the training, hard work, and dreaming, I finally leave the Earth on a shuttle called Discovery. An astronaut at last. I work and sleep with our crew of 7 in a workspace the size of a double-decker minivan. Spending Christmas among the stars is an unforgettable gift. One brother on Earth and the other above. One watches over our planet as the other watches over our families. Then we switch places. Now it's my turn to live in space for a whole year, to learn to sleep in a bag, hanging on a wall, as visions of our beautiful planet fill my mind and my heart. Many trips, many missions, our shared dreams have come true. Of all the places I've gone and the places I've slept, I've come to discover the home is the best. In my own cozy bed, with my family nearby, I sleep soundly knowing my mission is done. So, good night, future astronaut. Start dreaming. Your adventures await. And here it shows, my dreams have taken me all over the world, from the deepest ocean to the highest mountains, and even into space. Now it's time for your dreams to take flight. Remember, if we dream it, we can do it. Here are some photos of the places I've slept on planet and off. So Mark and me in front of our family home in West Orange, New Jersey, where all our childhood dreaming took place. Mark and me on our family boat at the Jersey Shore. I spent the summer training on the submarine, the USS La Jolla. Me at my college graduation in front of the Empire State V5, the ship we learned to sail during summer voyages. I flew the F-14 Tomcat off the carrier ship USS Eisenhower with my squadron, the Pukin Dogs. He had a funny story about that the first time landing there. He struggled with this. My first mission on the Space Shuttle Discovery was to fix the Hubble Space Telescope. I trained in space by living and working on the ocean floor, 62 feet below the ocean surface in the Aquarius habitat off Key Largo, Florida. And sleeping in my quarters on the International Space Station required being zipped into a bag on the wall so I didn't float away while I dreamed. Very cool that he added those pictures in. Scott Kelly is a NASA astronaut best known for spending a record-breaking year in space. Former U.S. Navy fighter pilot, test pilot, and veteran of 4 space flights. He commanded the Space Shuttle Endeavour in 2007 and twice commanded the International Space Station. He lives in Littleton, Colorado. You can follow him on Facebook at NASA astronaut Scott Kelly and on Instagram and Twitter at Station CDR Kelly. ScottKelly.com. Izzy Burton is a BAFTA-nominated director in animation who spends her time dreaming up stories and creating art for them in both films and books. Her favorite movies are Interstellar and most of the Star Wars saga. So it's been her absolute dream to illustrate a book about space with a real spaceman. Yes, she's still excited. That's pretty cool. Start dreaming, your adventures await. Wow, that's very cool. Well, you know what? I may not have to do this in 2 parts because I have plenty of time before before my board meeting. 6 degrees of separation, yes. Oh, yeah. And Gail, you knew the story that my cousin was standing next to Gabby and got shot too, twice, and it's nowhere near as severely as Gabby did. Pam recovered quite well and still continues to work with Gabby, and was just in Washington, D.C. with her when she received an award. So, cardboard periscopes at the movie theaters. Might have been unique to ours only. Oh, yeah. Those, but I don't remember. You know, all of that with the those periscopes and the things. So 64 Mercury that we'd roll down the rear window, and my brothers and I would sit on the trunk with our legs in the car. Oh, yeah. Commander, yeah. Look forward to candied apples. Me too. I love that. So I'm glad you did. Okay, let's see. This one is called Bedtime with Art, and it's not much of a story. It's more about the art pieces, and we'll see if we get through them. If not, I'll pull them up and we'll go through them again on another night. Let's see. Oh my goodness, there's a lot. It's a long book. This is Bedtime with Art. Let's see if I can get through it. Oh, wrong way. Back. There we go. Bedtime with Art. Sabrina Hahn. I didn't look up Sabrina. I'll tell you about her tomorrow night. Or maybe it says at the end. Hi, I'm Artie. Let's get ready for Bedtime with Art. A journey for your eyes, mind, and heart. I love that about this book. Nighttime is coming and the sun is going down. So this book, what it does is in between each page, it puts a classic piece of art in it. John Frederick Kensett, Sunset on the Sea from 1872. Skies darken indoors. Marianne van Werkvliet Prerookstrom from 1911. And in the Town. This should have some pretty inspirational pieces. George Seurat, Circus Sideshow, 1887-88. Evening skies have more colors than you think. Frederick Edwin Church, Twilight in the Wilderness from 1860. Wow. Baby blue, fiery orange, and even pale pink. Claude Monet, Sunset on the Seine at Lavaucourt, Winter Effect, 1880. The moon rises to trade places with the sun. George Inness, Harvest Moon, 1891. And tells us that our day is done. Krishna Reaching for the Moon from 1820. Moonlight illuminates the land. Caspar David Frederick, Two Men Contemplating the Moon, circa 1825 to 1830. And the Sea. J.M.W. Turner, Keelman Heaving in Coals by Moonlight, 1835. I love looking at Turner's things. While all slumber beneath its gentle beauty. Henri Rousseau, The Sleeping Gypsy, 1897. Kitty, kitty, lion. Resting under those pale moonbeams. Edward Mitchell Bannister, Untitled, Moon Over a Harbor, 1868. Will you have enchanting dreams? Elihu Vedder Memory, 1870. Wow. If we try to count some sheep, Rose the Bonheur, Sheep and the Lambs, 1866. That may help us fall asleep. Charles Jacques, A Shepherdess and Her Sheep in the 19th century. Whether you're a night owl, Utagawa Hiroshiga, Small Horned Owl, Pine and Crescent Moon in the 1830s, or an early bird, Carol Fabritas, The Goldfinch, 1654. On Your Own, Franz Marc, Fox from 1911. Ah, look at those colors. Or In a Herd, Jean-Francois Millet, The Sheepfold Moonlight, 1856 to 1860. In Winter, Claude Monet, Stacks of Wheat, Sunset Snow Effect, 1890-91. Spring, Claude Monet, Stacks of Wheat, Thaw Sunset, 1890-91. Summer, Claude Monet, Stacks of Wheat, End of Summer, 1890-91. Love this series that he did. Or Fall, Claude Monet, Stacks of Wheat, End of Day, Autumn, 1890-91. I love how he got the colors in the different seasons. Look at that. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Everybody sleeps. Edward Coley Burne-Jones, The Sleeping Beauty, 1871 to 73. Whether you're big or small, Kitagawa Utamaro, Midnight Mother and Sleepy Child, from 1790. Short or tall, Tsukioka Yoshitashi, that's right. Fujiwara Yasunori playing The Flute by Moonlight, 1883. Adult or child, Mary Cassatt, Mother About to Wash Her Sleepy Child, from 1880. Tame or Wild, George Stubbs, Sleeping Leopard, 1777. Now You've Said Farewell to the Day, Edvard Munch, The Girl by the Window, 1893. You're Under the Covers, Snuggled Away, Gustav Klimt, Baby, Cradle, 1917-18. Baby's up there at the top. And as you start to close your eyes, Mary L. Macomber, Night and Her Daughter Sleep, 1902. While rain may fall from the evening skies, Katsuhika Hokusai, Sudden Shower over Shin Oshashi Bridge and Atake, 1857. And Moonlight Waters Mesmerize, Winslow Homer, Moonlight, Wood Island Light, 1894. He'll finally drift to sleep until sunrise. Johannes Vermeer, A Maid Asleep, 1656 to 1557. Stars sparkle and twinkle bright, wishing us good night, good night. Vincent van Gogh, The Starry Night, 1889. Good night. I made it through it. And then it shows all the different artworks and where they can be found and seen. Ah, wow. It's very cool. Several are in Chicago, several in Los Angeles. Van Gogh's Starry Night is at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. Oh my gosh, just so cool. Oh, here's about the author. Sabrina Hahn is an art collector, art dealer, and the author of award-winning children's books, ABCs of Art, 1, 2, 3s of Art, and Animals in Art. She graduated from Harvard University with a BA in History of Art and Architecture and a minor in Economics, and is a graduate of the Horace Mann School. She's an active supporter of artists, museum, public art installations as an art patron, serving the Guggenheim Young Collectors Council Acquisitions Committee and the MoMA Junior Associates. As an art influencer, Sabrina was named to Forbes 30 Under 30 for Art and Style and Town & Country's TNC 50, New Modern Swans. Sabrina lives in New York City and enjoys sharing curated content on Instagram at Han Fine Art. Very cool. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I didn't have to split those up. I wanted to put those two together, and I'm glad I was able to, and you guys were able to be here. Yeah, in your art books, and what's cool about this little book is, I mean, if that was to have something like that you could read at night to a child to show them the different art, oh boy, I just love it. I think that's so cool. Wow. You just noticed the baby. Yeah, the baby was really hard to see up at the top. It is a gorgeous book. I still have it checked out, so we'll go back over it, maybe look at it a little more in depth when I have a little more time and can go back. But You guys, I'm going to have to sign off because I kind of need to get to that board meeting. I don't want to be too late and keep the other people waiting. You guys, it's so awesome that you were here. Thank you for coming back. And thank you for making me laugh my innards out last night after I goofed off. That was so funny. And to see how you guys had come, all the conversation and what you were talking about. It was hilarious. It was so much fun. Anyway, now that I have that figured out, what I did, I am a little more careful about setting books on top of my stream deck. That's for sure. So anyway, everybody, thanks for being here. I so appreciate each and every one of you for joining me every night and seeing this and listening and being here. So until next time, yeah, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around. It was in those books. I wonder what these people were thinking and looking at when they did. But you guys all got some inspiration from there. But go look in the mirror and you'll see the beauty looking right back at you. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feel alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous, we could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be sharing.